What do you love about GCX?
For me, one of the best things about GCX that first year was to be able to come together with the amazing and incredible friends that I've built and exist in a space that is outside of like an online presence. And that's just something we haven't been able to do too often because I live in Michigan, other people live in California and Missouri and all over the place, and really challenging to get together. And so when we are able to get together for such a wonderful cause, it just feels that extra amount of special.
It's unlike any other convention I think I've ever gone to. It's a very intimate setting. You know, you have huge creators hanging out, walking the floor. There's no barrier to entry. Whether you're someone who's going there for the event or a big streamer that's a part of meet and greets, everyone's walking around, hanging out. It truly feels like a family event. You feel one-on-one with the people that are there.
What I love most about GCX is that it's two of my favorite things: gamers and a good cause coming together for the same thing. It's the community that's built. It's an incredible sense of these gamers, these creators, and fans all coming together to serve the same purpose and help the kids. And that's just such a cool thing to be a part of. To see the creativity and the dedication to that effort and that cause of bringing that community together is really special.
What is your favorite GCX moment?
My favorite memory from GCX would be this past year at the convention in Orlando. We raised over $5,000 at our Pokemon booth, and it was just so cool to see everyone's faces as they came over and they're checking out the cards and both coming together for the love of a game and for the love of helping others. And so we were able to raise money for St. Jude at that event. And that was a really awesome moment. The in-person energy is unmatched, and it was just a wonderful experience.
My favorite memory from GCX, I think I have two that really stand out to me. 2 years ago, I think was the first year that I went, we were able to go to Universal as kind of, I think it was an after event or something like that. And part of that, for some reason, ADL and I just have this inside running joke of, we rode the Mummy like 6 or 7 times in a row. And so we would just continuously joke about like, I don't think we got to ride the Mummy. Is that something we can go do? Just having that inside joke and that moment that we got to share together was so fantastic. And then at the event itself, I think the enthusiasm that is just present in all facets, like everyone that you talk to is passionate about the same thing. Even if it's a completely different game or genre, like Magic versus Pokemon, like it still feels unifying. It still feels like everyone's willing to listen and talk about their hobbies and share their interests with that like unifying cause that is raising money for an amazing cause like St. Jude.
I think that my favorite part about the event definitely was just the community that's there. Meeting so many brand new people every single day when we had the booth there, and them coming to us the next day, talking about how their day went, what they were doing, the meet and greets that they went to, the creators that they met, and just being able to have more people be so much of a part of a bigger thing than themselves, I think is one of the things I love the best about that. No matter what, everybody was coming by, and even if someone only could donate $1 or 100, everything helps towards a cause bigger than themselves, which is honestly crazy. It's so crazy to me that so many people can come together for one thing.
What is your St. Jude why?
The reason why I choose St. Jude is because I don't think any family ever deserves to have to go through what a lot of these families have to go through, especially as a kid. When I was a kid, I had chest surgery and I spent months in the hospital, and I was lucky enough that I was cared for and I'm okay now. But it was not a fun time as a child, being away from school, being away from friends. Definitely has stuck with me to this day. And if there is anything that can change someone's life to keep them away from that, I think it's a great thing.
So as a teacher, I teach public school band, and I have students in my life every day. I have kids in my life every day. It kind of gives me that perspective of seeing the positives in kids' life, and then they also come to you with things that are really terrible, and they're looking for that advice and for that help. And for St. Jude to come together and bring that to the kids is amazing. Receiving the life-changing news that your child has cancer, a life-changing disease, or any kind of disorder, that it's unimaginable to receive that news. And the fact that families never receive a bill for their treatment, their travel, their housing, the food, anything that might be incurred there is going to allow them to focus on their child's recovery. And the very last thing that a parent should have to wonder or think about when they receive that news is, how am I going to be able to afford to take care of my child? And that's why why I choose St. Jude, because they provide that opportunity for families to be there for their kid and for their child to have the best experience possible despite the hand that they were dealt.
The reason why I choose St. Jude is because I think that when you do have that life-changing diagnosis, the least thing that you want to have to deal with is like finances and putting your life on pause and managing all of those additional stressors on top of the drastic life-changing experience that puts on families. And so the amazing work that St. Jude does to help eliminate those barriers allows families to focus much time as possible on their child getting better. And from my own personal life experience, I've been dealt a pretty privileged life, and I'm very fortunate. And I think this is just a small token of a way that I would like to exist and be a part of something that is bigger than myself. And I can't think of a better organization than St. Jude.